What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel Lush Gardeners. So almost a month and a half back I had rescued another succulent from a local nursery which was not doing quite well. It was in cocoa peat and there was a lot of wrinkling on the succulent. Even there were a lot of dry leaves. Unfortunately I don't have a clip because I thought the succulent will not survive at that point of time. Just like you can see, there's a burn mark over here. The leaves are kind of dehydrated because I haven't watered it. It's been a month, but I noticed that it is starting to put out a little bit of new growth. The roots were completely dark in color, probably because of sitting in that cocoa peat and not being watered. Thankfully it was not overwatered. It was underwatered because there were a lot of wrinkles and a lot of dry leaves. I cleaned up the dry leaves and whatever was left I put it into this soil, in my soil, which is 80% of aquarium sand and 20% of garden soil. So today we are going to check how it's going to do, because even I haven't checked how the roots are doing. I definitely see the new growth on the crown area is much more fresh compared to the older leaves, so most probably it has started to root. So we will take out the succulent. Now this is something that I wouldn't advise you to do. This is just because I want to give you an example to show you how the roots can be formed in a loose, porous, well draining soil mix. But I usually do not tend to pull out my succulents every now and then to check if the roots are present or not. I get a fair idea with the new growth. If it comes out plump, it indicates that the new roots are showing up. And also if the succulent feels a little bit more firm in the soil, another indication that the roots have started to set in. But for this video I will take the succulent out and show you if there are any roots present on it. So we will carefully take it out from the soil, and you can see these are the older roots. As I said, they were completely dry, but I did not cut it off because it was not rot. You need to differentiate between a rotted stem and a dry stem. Rotted stem is going to be very soft and it's going to be mushy. Now a dry stem is not going to be mushy or soft. It's going to be stiff. It's going to be more like a dried wood, and the roots are not going to generate anything further. Like usually we tend to get those white roots. They're not going to be visible because the stem itself is dead, but we are not going to break anything. We are just going to leave it as it is because it's not a rot. I didn't want to cut the stem at that point of time because it was extremely dehydrated, because even if we cut a dry stem we have to still wait for a few more days. Even though it's dried out, we still need to wait and callus. We cannot put water or we cannot let moisture come in any cut part of the succulent. And now as you can see, a lot of new roots coming up. They are basically growing above the soil. That's why probably the succulent is looking hydrated, because it's absorbing moisture from the environment. Because it's the monsoon season, there's a lot of moisture in the air, but of course they are reaching into the soil, so that's not an issue. But none of the dried part is growing any new roots. Trying to take a closer look if there are any white roots. I don't see anything. It is just these pink roots, so that is one of the reason why it started to look a little bit fresh on the crown area, because it is putting out a lot of new roots. So I'm very happy. Finally the succulent is going to come back to life. Now I will water this succulent probably after 4 or 5 days, because I've just taken it out from the soil, and when I'm going to put it back into the soil there might happen to be a breakage on the roots. So overall I'm very happy. I will be putting it back into the soil, and now onwards the succulent is definitely going to do quite well. So very happy. Now of course the succulent is kept in indirect bright light under the shade cloth, so that it can stay compact. It is a variety of aguides, so I do not want to keep it in a less light. There is a risk of aguides getting rotted in less light, so I'm keeping a check on it, and it is getting a good amount of light, hence there is a good amount of compactness on the succulent. So that's about it guys. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please hit the like button, and if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep propagating.